What is holding you back? This is probably one of the most important questions we'll ever ask ourselves. Why is it so important? If you're walking, if I add a little bit of weight, it might be a bit tough, but you'll keep walking. Then add little more weights, little more weights, little more weights, and you will begin to slow down. And same thing happens to all of us in life. We keep going towards a goal, and sometimes there are things that hold us back. In this video, we will be talking about how you can find those things that are holding you back, remove them, and go to your goals a lot more efficiently, a lot more quick. Hello guys, this is Abhishek and welcome to Book Ideas, where we tell you interesting ideas from interesting books. Now, this idea we have taken from the book Eat That Frog by Tracy. And before we begin, this is an amazing book. It's one of the most practical productivity books that I have read till date. So if you want to get this book, then click the link in the description and then you can get a copy of it. Now, as you know from the walking thing that I told you, limiting factors are bad. Even though you may be going in the right direction, if there are enough limiting factors, they can really hold you back. So how do you start to solve this? So one amazing concept he gives is the 80-20 rule. Okay, he said that this, from his experience, if you look at it, 80% of limiting factors is something that are within us or within our organization. The rest 20% are the factors which are outside. Competition or any other form of limiting things. For example, in a business, it could be competition, or it could be, let's say, governmental policies, or it could be, let's say, tsunami happens. That's not in your control. That will limit you, but it's not in your control. But you making certain decisions, you doing certain things, you getting good at your skills is something that is in your control, right? If you don't feel like doing that, then that is limiting you. Now, how do you begin to spot this? Now, according to him, the most successful people always begin with the analysis of their constraints, with the question, what is it in me that is holding me back? What sets the speed at which I get the results I want? Now, here's what he also says. He says that, look, sometimes that's not very obvious. Like I told you, if you don't want to get good at it, if you don't want to do something, that's a limiting factor. When you don't like doing it, you probably will not do it for long. And that is a limiting factor. Sometimes it may not be obvious. Maybe you think you're good enough in your skill, but you have to get better. Or maybe it's just that you're not taking the step. Let's say you want to speak to people, you want to become a speaker. You can have the best speech in the world. That's not your problem. But you taking that step, walking on the stage, taking the mic and speaking might be the challenge. Right? So some of it may not be obvious. So what you do is you need to speak to people. That's one. Another thing that you can do is track every single step of what you're doing or what you do. For example, if it's speaking, track every single thing that you do and figure out what is not working out for you. And then break it down, analyze it. And once you break down step by step, then you'll be able to see what could you improve to get the results quicker. So that's another thing. And he also gives an example in this. Okay, he said that a company, one of his clients, was having issues with sales. They were not making enough sales. And they went to him and then they said the problem was, you know what, a sales team is not good enough. And they put a big budget to train those salespeople. But then something happened. They just realized something. They said that all this time they weren't getting enough sales because their accountant had made a mistake. Their accountant had set the price of their products a lot more higher than their competitor, and they weren't getting enough sales. So they changed that, and all of a sudden the sales that had gone down came back up and they were doing well again. It wasn't exactly the sales. It wasn't very obvious. So you have to look at step by step and you have to figure it out. Now, as you begin to do this, your life begins to drastically improve. So take a look at it. With that said, this may be a simple concept, but if you apply it, I guarantee you this is powerful. Now, if you want us to pick out the most amazing or interesting ideas or helpful ideas from different books, then recommend us a book below. Comment below which book would you like us to go through, and make sure it's non-fiction. Okay, it's non-fiction, it's in personal development or a personal development space. We'll go through it, we'll decode the best ideas, we'll bring out the best ideas and we'll give it to you. With that said guys, if you felt like you found value in this video, then drop a like and hit that subscribe button so you wouldn't miss videos like this. With that said, this is Abhishek signing off. Thank you so much for watching and I will see you in the next video. Goodbye.